Hey everybody, it's Jan and I welcome you to the second half of our course as it will be online. I hope all of you are doing well despite all the changes, and we're going to try to make this as easy as possible, but at the same time try to maintain a sense of normalcy. I've gone through and redone the syllabus, so I'm going to take you through the course and we're going to look at how the modules work and the videos. And the main thing to recognize is that your final will be a voiceover video, and I'm going to have a conference to go over how that works. But if you look here, we have all of our lectures up to, or all of our stuff up until we got to the module 11. And on module 11 is where we start to do what's called the video lectures. And I have the videos uploaded, and the PowerPoints that coincide with that are able to be downloaded into files. And you'll have social group discussion boards instead of the face-to-face. I may have moved a few people because we were not as evenly distributed, so you might find a little change there. I'm sorry about that, but we need to do that on occasion with our discussion boards to keep them even. This week you also have a film called Autism in Love, which has a link to it, and I'll show that to you. But you can basically see all the different things that are expected in the course through the modules, including the class final project. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. As we look to the side, then your social groups are weighted at 15%, your quizzes 10%, exam 1 and exam 2 will now be 25%, as well as your final presentation at 25%. So that is how we're going to do the rest of our time together, but I'm going to prep you for the exam, which will be online as well, and we'll try to make sure you have access to everything you need. So let's look at the modules. Of course, you know that I've kind of had the modules set up the whole time where you can get to the video links and everything that you've needed before. What's the difference is that now we have the videos embedded into this system. I'm going to have a little overview and then also be able to tell you things that are coming up. For example, March 25th at 1 p.m., I'm going to have a conference. I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a second to go over that final project. This is the lecture, Communicating Closeness Modules. This will take you to my video lecture for the time, and actually I noticed that that is really not well titled, but this is the lecture for the week. So when you go into it, it will take you to YouTube. And
we have a culture, like I said,
to show you the video with the PowerPoint. This one lasts about 25 minutes, and I think that that's the main part that we're going to be dealing with, is being able to communicate this way with my lecture, and then you be able to respond to that. So that's how that goes. Every week there are different videos that take you to that. Let's go back to the modules then. I expect you to look at the videos and be able to see all the different ways in which it's not just, if I have videos uploaded for the week, they will be under here. This week, I don't have the videos uploaded because really I didn't have any extra videos on top of the movie that we're watching. Autism in Love then is the video that will be used for one of the essay questions. And so you can open this up and it'll take you to Canopy. Oh, nope. It takes you to YouTube. I couldn't remember which one. So You will go to YouTube on that as well and be able to watch Autism and Love, and we'll use that for our essay discussion. And I'm going to upload, if you go into files actually, and you want to know basically what the question's going to be for the essay, you want to go down into files and look at documentary sheets. And then this will give you the basic questions that I'm looking for. If you want to have that open or download that to pay attention for the actual essay. Okay, I'm going to go back to home here. Every time you want to look at things, you know, kind of in this order, I suggest coming back to the syllabus or the home page. But modules are where we're going to do all the activity, including getting you to your discussion board. Now, if you've not done a discussion board before, this is how I like a person to do the discussion, which is, this one won't be open until once it opens, you're going to be able to see a question here, and it will have basically the same sheet that you had for your social groups, and your discussions will go only to your social group. I've set this up to where it's your social groups. That means that one, you are able to kind of go through the exercises the same way I had them set up before, but you're going to respond to them with a post. The post then will go on, and your social group will have those due by 11:59 on the Wednesday of each week, with you having responses to at least 2 other members in your social group of about 50 words or more, but no less than 50 words, to 2 of the members at least in your group, so that there's some discussion going on. So when you go back to the module, you'll see that there is underneath going back to here, this little placeholder here, social group discussion response. Don't go into that. That is just to let you know that I'm putting in 5 points for the responses that you do for this. Your responses will always go in here. So you're going to have the discussion thread where your initial post will go, and then go back into that discussion to respond and reply to other people. Then I will put that response. But I just wanted to have you aware that there's 10 points for this, or 5 points for this and 5 points for this, to make sure that you're constantly connecting with. Each week, then you have your video link for my lecture, the PowerPoints that go along with it. I've taught this before, so what's important to recognize is these are pre-recorded lectures I've used before that are relevant, but they may every once in a while say something that refers to the end of the week or something like that, or they'll have a module attached to them. Just go for the content. That's the most important thing. These then are PowerPoints that you can download, and then a video that week will be about marriage. And then again, you'll have a couple files this time which will be referred to for your social group discussion. And then you'll go into your quizzes just like you have before, and take your quizzes online. Same basic thing, except once we get into week 13, we start to do a lot of videos because I'm talking about parenting. And so we have the live birth video, which is required and a part of the exam. So you need to watch the birth video. And then the 14th week, we start to talk about things like divorce and also some of the things that we do across the life course. We have exam 2 online, and you'll be able to have it. It'll be worth 100 points. Also say goodbye to your social groups through a thread. And then your final presentation and paper, which will be due April 28th. And then you'll also be assigned peer reviews for this. Now let me go through this just real quickly to recognize that in your final presentation, you're going to do instead of a project where everybody's looking at each other's through a big science fair situation, your social group's going to look at your project, and you're going to post that project here with a narrated PowerPoint, Google slideshow, Keynote, Prezi, video, however you need to do that. That's a 10-minute presentation. If you're doing PowerPoints and things, about 8 to 12 screens. Make sure to, on your subject, do an introduction. Why should people be interested in this? What did you learn? And a conclusion. These are ways in which you can follow video tutorials on how to do a voiceover. And then your peer reviews questions are here, accessing two classmates' presentations. You will be assigned to be able to look at their presentations, and those will be social group members. If you need any other types of files that I've talked about, they'll be here, but I've pretty much put all of them under the modules, so I think we'll be okay there. I would say that if you need any help with some resources, that again, I put that at the beginning of class when you go home, when you go to the modules. If you need resources, some sort of things to help you with student support services and all the technical equipment, Netiquette might be something to look over, that this might be something helpful as you start the course. Finally, I wanted to lift up the conference. The conference that we're going to be starting, you have access denied, but on mine, you're going to get an invitation to the conference that is going to be at 1 on the 25th. Once the recording is made, you will be, once I start the conference, you can join, and there will be a screen to the side that I'll ask you to mute your mic, but we'll have a chat room. I think the chat room shows up on this side of the screen, and be able to go over the final project, make sure we get all the questions answered that you want to know, and then be able to ask questions via chat. This will be recorded if you can't make it to the 1 o'clock time, and that will probably show up in 24 hours is usually what it is, so it'll be the next day. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Other than that, I think pretty much, I mean, it's going to be a little different with it online, but pay attention to just trying to do the best with responses as much as you can. And again, I'm so sorry you're having to do it this way, but we're going to try to make it as interesting as we possibly can. So hang in there. If you need anything, make sure to contact me. My email address is jtodd@emporia.edu. And again, you can text or also give me a ring if you need to at 913-553-0267. Good luck, and I look forward to chatting with you next week.